All right. Hey, team. Welcome to our Wednesday night call. It is October 5th, and tonight we have a different type of call. Joel Freeman is doing a call for us. I saw him do a call for another team, and I'm like, how did you get him to do a call? They're like, I just asked. I was like, oh, well, then I'm just going to just ask. See, sometimes you just have to ask somebody to do something, and they may say yes. You never know what will happen. If you guys aren't familiar with Joel, that means A, you did not do the sneak peek of Core de Force on Monday, or B, you don't know what Les Mills Pump or Les Mills Combat is. Joel, along with Jericho, were in both of those programs, both amazing. Mills Pump is like my jam back in the day. And I'm super excited for the newest program. We had the sneak peek on Monday, and I know there's another sneak peek coming later in the month if for whatever reason you couldn't access it. So I'm excited that you could get on this call tonight, guys, and just give us all the scoop, answer any questions. Just basically give us the 411 on Core de Force. So, Joel, with that, I will just let you take it away.
Oh, wow. No pressure, man. Just start talking.
No pressure at all. Just go ahead and take it on in.
What is, and let me see. So, Ashley, what's your team name?
Team Fire to Get Fit. But I also, Lindsay, what's your team name? Because we have two teams on here tonight.
Team Grow Worthy.
Ooh.
Team what?
Grow Worthy.
Grow Worthy. I love that. It's cute. So team fight or fire to be fit?
Fire to get fit.
Fire to get fit and grow worthy. That's awesome. So I love asking all the team names because you guys are so creative. It's awesome. So hi everybody and hello from sunny California. There you go. Look, it's sunny. Yay! And from my little breakfast nook, and this is my little comfy spot. So it has the best lighting. I feel like this is why I sit here and do all these calls. So yeah, look. Hey, it's Ashley asked me to be on the call, and I was more than happy to because, look, you guys are the ones that are going to be talking to everybody else about Core de Force in the coaching world. So obviously, we want to make sure that you guys don't have any questions, and if you do, I want to answer them. And Jarek and I we're dividing and conquering. That's the great thing about two of us. She's actually on another call right now as we speak. So we're trying to talk to as many coaches as physically possible about the program. So I guess the first question is, hopefully everyone got to do the sneak peek, and based on that, we haven't gotten the final numbers yet, but the preliminary numbers are setting some records, which is really exciting in terms of how many people are interested in this program. So, phew. That's good. We were kind of, you never know. So in terms of the program itself, you guys got you got a sneak peek. You got a tidbit of the workout, 27 minutes MMA speed. But the cool thing is there's a lot more to it. It is a 30-day program, but we shoved 10 workouts into the base kit of a 30-day program. So we've got a lot of stuff happening. It's not all punching and kicking. Jarek and I come from a background of doing all kinds of different things. We really wanted to make sure that we created a total body transformation program as opposed to just a weight loss program. So that, I guess, is a very big thing to take note of is when you talk to people about Core de Force is the fact that this is, I'll say it again, this is not a simple weight loss program. This is a total body transformation program. And the reasons that we say that is aside from the MMAs that you did, the MMA combinations that you did on Monday, that was 6 rounds. It progresses from 6 to 9 to 12, and you eventually get to 12 rounds. But you also are going to be, there's also workouts that go and use your body weight against you. You're welcome. Of doing resistance training, strength training, total body strength training. And we also we had a lot of fun bringing in the plyometric world, but doing different types of plyometric moves. The regular plyometric moves, those suck. Those are boring. So we wanted to bring them in and do something new and different. So the great thing about Core de Force is we went all around the gambit of MMA, mixed martial art world, and brought in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, brought in a lot of tight movements from the ground world, which is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, grappling. So had a lot of fun with that stuff, and then core, and a lot of other core different type workouts as well. So even more exciting, you're not going to do any crunches. How about that? Because crunches also suck. And we're not going for your abs. We're going for your core. We're going for everything in your body. Your abs you will see your abs, but I'm more interested in everything else around your core as well. So we're working on everything. I guess that's the biggest thing. And the way we did it is using authentic MMA style training. Some of the questions that we've seen so far, Jericho and I went live yesterday at the Beachbody offices. I don't know if any of you guys saw that. If you didn't, it's on the Beachbody Facebook page. It's a great thing to share because we answered some of the most common questions that were asked from the sneak peek, and also some questions that we know are going to continue to be common. And one of them is obviously what is the biggest difference between Core to Force and other programs that are already out there? We knew that was going to come. We knew that was coming. And it is also human nature to want to compare the unknown to the known, to be more familiar with something, and it makes it less scary. So we don't compare it to anything because, the thing is, when it comes to comparisons, like, look, a jab is a jab, a cross is a cross, a squat is a squat, a lunge is a lunge, no matter what program you do. The way that we really wanted to go into the world of Core to Force and MMA style training is stay as authentic as possible, because that is where you see the total body transformation results in the MMA world. And this is from styles that Jericho and I still love to do. And we go several times a week to our favorite boxing studio, and we box and we kickbox and we do Muay Thai and all these different things, because that's what we love to do. And the fitness benefits are awesome. So we really wanted to stay with the authenticity aspect of it. And that's why, for instance, if you guys did the sneak peek, you saw that we taught you what a dominant fight stance was. And then once you figure out your dominant fight stance, you stay in your dominant fight stance through these combinations, and you do not switch sides, which is definitely in the fitness world odd. And a lot of people are saying, well, hey, I didn't switch sides, so I'm going to be lopsided. I promise you're not going to be dominant on one leg and walk in circles, okay? It's not going to work this way. The thing to think about is when you are in a dominant fight stance, that non-dominant foot, so if I'm right-handed, that means my left leg is forward. That means my dominant hand is in the back, and that's where all of my power comes from and crosses. That's actually when I'm punching something. From a Core to Force standpoint, you can stay in a dominant fight stance, and when you are doing MMA combinations like you guys did in those 6 skills of the 6 rounds, jab, cross, roll, 2 uppercuts, hook, switch knee, whatever the combination was, you're doing rotational movements. You're working in the transverse and the sagittal planes, which do not dictate you having to emphasize weight on the front of the back leg. So that's what a dominant stance is. You're going back and forth in your balance. Your balance is centered in your body, and you're doing rotational movement. So now anytime, and you guys didn't see it in the MMA speed because of the just the type of workout it was, but you will see in the workout that anytime in the program, anytime we do a fitness exercise related move like a lunge or something like that, of course we're going to switch sides on you. We're going to have you do both sides so you won't be lopsided. So I hope that makes sense on that one, but it really comes from, in the authentic world of MMA, you do not switch sides, and you don't need to switch sides. So if you guys think about a jab, cross, hook, cross, that is a rotational movement, moving your body this way. Your hips are turning equally. Your whole body is moving in equal parts. So that's a great thing. That's why we don't have to do crunches, because you're standing up and working your core. Again, that's awesome, because I hate crunches. There was one more, couple of things to say. Try to remember all the basic questions. No equipment whatsoever is needed. The program is not designed for equipment, so don't use equipment for this program. That means no gloves. That means especially no weighted gloves. If I see someone doing weighted gloves, I'm going to come find you. I'm going to throw them at you. Ashley says, don't pull a fit and funky. I know Danielle did that. Hey, look, Danielle's a friend, and it was so much fun because we saw her post, and Jericho and I we were actually on set and worked on some stuff, so we saw it together, and we called her. We called her and put her on speakerphone and said, hey, by the way, just so you know, but hey, look, this is new information. It's new. We made a joke about it, and she's such a good sport, and she did a post right after that and helped us out getting the information out. But look, it's again, for you guys, a lot of people that have been working out for a long time, you say, hey, how can I make this harder? I'm going to add something to it. You don't have to add anything to this program. That is not how we designed it. To get more out of this program, you increase your rotation in your punches and in your strikes. So it is about rotation. Rotation is what is going to make your core look the way you want it to. And it's going to just trim the core down. So it's about rotation. It is not about weights or adding weight to your hands or your feet. And that actually can lead to a very unsafe can lead to some very unsafe effects if you do that, especially as you punch. In the MMA world, the only time I think you'll ever hold on to any weights in your hands is if you were just doing really light shadow boxing. But that's pretty much the only thing we've ever done, because it's all about levers. And if you extend the lever away from your body, now you're using other muscles to bring it back. And you can hurt your shoulder, you can hurt your tendons, you can hurt your joints. So from a safety standpoint, leave the equipment in the drawer. Did I make that clear? I think so. Okay. Everybody nod their heads. All right, cool. Just making sure. No gloves. Jeez. And look, I know other programs, there's gloves out there, but you know what? Like I said, that's fine, and use them for the other programs. But like I said, we designed Quarter Force specifically for this, and all the results that everyone sees in the test groups and things like that. No equipment, so you don't even need it. Made it very, very simple. What else? Nutrition. I think there's been some good questions about nutrition. So there is an eating plan in Quarter Force. Notice I did not say a diet plan. It's an eating plan. You do not diet on Quarter Force. You eat food, real food, good food, because I love food and Jericho loves food, and we want to make sure that everyone else gets to eat food. And this is also, as you guys saw with the sneak peek, it's a rather higher intensity program. So the great thing about being a higher intensity program is your body needs more food, so you get to eat more food. Right? Yay! Yay for food. So in the page 1 of the eating plan, you'll see when you get it, it walks you through it, and it's a sliding scale of calories. You get to choose based on what your goals are, how many calories you eat. So it is not set for everybody. It's not going to be the same for everybody. If you want to, if you have more weight to lose, then you'll probably see a little less calories. That's just science. You got to consume less calories, then you expel, the other way around, expel more calories than you consume to get see some more weight loss. If you're just trying to tone up, shred out a little bit, then you're going to get to actually eat more calories. And as the workouts progress in the 30 days, the workouts are going to get harder, so your body's going to need more nutrients. So we add food as the workout progresses. Again, more food, yay, it's cool. And we really wanted to make sure that the food was fun and stuff that, look, I'm the first guy that will work out with you, then probably go to the bar and have a beer and a burger with you. Like, I love real food. So we worked with a nutritionist at Beachbody, Denis and Ani, those two are geniuses. And, now they've got some of my favorite stuff in there, barbecue chicken pizza, Kobe beef burgers on a salad. Like, they made it to where it works in the plan and you still get the results. So yay for food, right? There are no containers in the base kit. We're not going off the Portion Fix containers. We are going off the Portion Fix control system. So that's the color coded system. It's very, very simple. We wanted to make this, I guess in the easiest way of saying it, and nobody take offense to this, but we didn't design the program for coaches because you guys are already working out. We designed the program for the 260 million people that are overweight or obese that are not working out. So we wanted to make this as easy, as simple as possible. No equipment, no containers, just put the DVDs in and follow the eating plan. So we wanted to make it as simple and easy to follow as possible. Plus, I hate cleaning those containers out. So that was the other two. So unless I get a lifetime, I can just throw them away, then I don't want them. But they are good. Let's see what else. And speaking of that aspect of it, for everyone, as you guys saw, Jessica, our modifier in the program. So she is the modifier in every single one of our workouts. She was awesome. She was with us from day one on all this stuff. And Lindsay, I don't even want to use them in the dishwasher because then they flip over in the dishwasher and they get full of water and you pick them out and they throw them away. So there you go. Just saying. What was I saying? It's taking me off track. So with Jessica as the modifier, she's in every single workout. And what's cool about the modifier is the modification of these moves. So as you guys saw, for instance, in MMA Speed, one of the biggest modifications of that was the switch knee modification. So, if you've never done the move before, switch knee is kind of weird. You have your left leg forward, but then all of a sudden it's supposed to be in the back, and then you're supposed to bring it forward and bring it down again. What? The modification is really, really simple. Step back, step forward, knee down. And that breaks it down to where someone who has never done a switch knee before learns how to do it. And for people, if they need to slow down, it's threefold. One, for someone that can't physically do the move, they can use the modification, they can slow down. Two, if you are having trouble getting the move, then you look at the modification, because that's the breakdown and the step-by-step of how to do the move. And then 3, if you're dying and you're gasping for air, you can always go back to the modification so you can continue to move. So you got 3 reasons for it. So it's actually not just saying, hey, we have a modifier to make it easier. We put the modifications in so people can just keep going, just keep working, and really keep working on their form. Because especially in this program, as you heard us say, when you go into these combinations that you've never done before, you slow down, you get the movement, you get the rotation, you get the combination, and then you start adding more rotation. It's not about the speed of how fast you punch, especially if you've never punched before. Punching fast, and I can look at the videos, look, everyone filmed a video of them doing the sneak peek, and I know everyone was excited, and they were like, yeah, I got it, I'm punching so fast, but I saw like 0 rotation, like nobody's hips or heels were coming off the ground. Like, so, that's always a slow down, get your rotation, because the rotation is where the results come from, not just moving your arms. So that's what it really comes down to. And I got the chat. Anna, yes, the program's 30 days. So I think that's all the high-level stuff and that I can remember anyway. But I'm sure you guys have questions, maybe, possibly.
So I will start off with questions. So in the sneak peek, you did like the move breakdown. Is that in the beginning of every single workout, or was that just because it was the sneak peek for on bod?
So you're talking about the learn it and work it.
Yeah.
The learn it, yes. So so in the base kit there are 4 MMA workouts. MMA speed was one of them that you just did. There in every MMA workout there is a learn it and work it, absolutely. So, and we did that. So 1, if you've never done it before, and you start to learn. But 2, we hope, we suggest, and we're going to continue to tell people to do, especially if you're brand new. Keep going back and looking at the learn it and work it, because I promise you will get something new and different every single time as you're learning this. You watch it one time, you ain't gonna get it. This is repetition. The Jericho. We heard comments like, "Oh, you guys are so fast. I had trouble keeping up." We've been doing this for like over 10 years. Like and like I box and hit things on a weekly basis. Like I've been doing this for a long time, and so is Jericho. So the rotational stuff, but you saw like our cast, our team behind us. Some of those guys have also been doing this for longer than we have. We brought them in, from our favorite gyms, but then some of them also had never done it, and we worked with them. So, but everyone, the first time you did it, you look silly. That's how it just is. No one walks around in a fight stance with our hands up here and throwing jab crosses. This is not a normal everyday body movement. So it's like saying I'm right-handed, now I got to start writing with my left hand. It's going to take me some time to really get the movement down. But the great thing is, between balance and coordination, this is going to give you it works your neuromuscular system in such an amazing way that eventually you have the neuromuscular connection. So I say jab, cross, jab, uppercut, and you're like bam, 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 and you won't even think about it. Promise.
Perfect. All right, I know my team's quiet at Lindsay. I'm not sure how your team is with questions, but guys, seriously, if you have a question, now is the time to ask it. Don't come to me or Lindsay later and be like, "Oh, I should have asked this question."
For the video,
because you got me right now. I don't even have to use my thumbs. I can just answer it. So
for the videos, do they change like throughout the program, or are they all the same time?
You mean do they change in times?
Yeah, sorry.
Of time.
Yeah. So the workouts range anywhere between 5 minutes and 45 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Joel, I think somebody asked a question in the chat.
It was me. I was asking, so a lot of people, core, especially since this is a core-related program, have questions about diastasis recti, and I'm probably saying that wrong. But how do you know if this is kind of safe? Because I know they have to avoid like planks and things. But
you mean diastasis?
Yeah, sorry, I'm saying it too.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant right now, so I'm just like getting prepped, like just in case.
Right. So yeah. So I believe, like, I'm not, because it has to do more with pregnancy. So obviously I don't have a lot of experience with that. So as always, you want to make sure, one, all you gotta do is you talk to your doctor, get clearance from your doctor. That is going to be the number one thing. But as far as, when it comes to working out and pregnancy, that's always what it comes down to. And Jericho, she was working out up until the point where she started having a lot of Braxton Hicks contractions, I think is the way of saying it. Again, not a lot of experience. And then she had to stop. So there's always going to be a certain point where people have to stop working out based on your pregnancy. And because this is a higher intensity program, there are modifications in it, and actually this is something that Jericho and I have talked about, and hopefully in the next month or two, we're going to try to get out before the end of the year, get pregnancy modifications out for people, because obviously you can't get down a prone or supine position and things like that. So we're going to work with that. But when it comes to diastasis and whatnot, it really just comes down to what your doctor says and what you're able to physically do and what they say you should physically do on that one. Yeah. Hope that answered that.
Would you say that we can really promote this program as a beginner program for people who haven't been active prior?
Absolutely, because you have the modifications. So it's like I said, the modifications are you have threefold for having the modifier. But as you guys saw, one of the biggest things, and you brought up a good point that I forgot to mention, is you guys saw this program is not on a beat. This isn't on a musical beat. This is not MMA. That's not MMA style of training. The minute you start punching to a beat, that's very dancey, and that very much goes into. That's the fitness world, and I'm not dissing on any program because hey, I taught some of those programs for over a decade, and I love them. But when you go into a boxing gym, you ain't punching on the beat at all. They'll laugh at you. So what's great about that is bringing it off the rhythm, bringing it off the 8 count. Now every single person gets to work at their own pace, and that is what constitutes everybody being able to do this. And the great thing is, as you guys saw with MMA Speed, there is 6 rounds, and based on those 6 rounds, the combinations, every single person can do those combinations without a modification, right? Just depends on if you step back, you can still do the step back, step forward. But punching, rotational movements, so 80% of the workout, everybody can do it without modifying anything. That's a huge percentage of a workout that someone can do in terms of this type of intensity workout without having to do any sort of modification. So that's really cool. And we had some very large people in our original test group. We have some quite large people in our coaching test group. I think our biggest guy in the original test group, he was just almost at 300 pounds. And with the modifications, he was able to do it. And he got stronger and better as it went on. So this program is 100% for everybody. It does not matter their fitness level.
Esther, does that answer your question? Because I know you asked a question in the chat box.
Yeah, I just, the thing I get a lot, and I have some issues with this as well, is knee and hip issues. So I just was wondering, do you think there's any concern that people should have for anybody who has those sorts of issues? A lot of times with rotation, that can cause some problems with people with unsteady knees and hips. So I'm wondering if that's something that they should be, just make sure they're doing modifications, or what are your suggestions for that?
Yeah, again, great question when it comes to that. And a lot of times, look, when it comes to injuries, first things first, you got to get clearance, right? You got to get, if someone says I have knee problems, then my follow-up, my first question that I ask them, I say, cool, what is it? And because you got to know what's wrong with your body. So as opposed to, well, my knee hurts. All right, cool. What's wrong with it? You got to go get it checked. Like if my knee hurts, I'm going to go get it looked at so I know exactly what is wrong with it and what I can and can't do. So if someone says that, if they say, well, hey, can I do this program because I have a hip issue? What is the hip issue, right? Like, if they don't know what it is, like, all right, go get it looked at. If your knee hurts, go get it looked at, for God's sake, please, because it might be fixable. And then the second part to that, though, is yes, definitely, because there's a lot of rotation in this movement, in this program, but it is full body rotation, right? So like when you guys did the punches, you were rotating your hips and your heel was coming off the ground because you're pivoting on the ball of your foot. That is no pressure. That should be 0 pressure on your knees. 0. If you're feeling it in your knees, that means that means something ain't moving. I'm talking horrible English, by the way, saying ain't. But my dad he's an English teacher. He'd be ashamed. that means something is not moving. And then in terms of hips, that really comes into the modifications. Again, there's so many different types of weird, hip things and issues, and it could be flexibility. You never know. So it's like they really got to find out what's wrong with them. And then based on that, they'll also be able to find out what they can and can't do in the program. But the great thing, again, is because the majority of this workout, you are standing up and you're doing the rotational movements, is that really takes down the need for modifications for people. So you're still going to get you're going to see a lot of great results out of it regardless. Hope that answered it. I get long-winded answers sometimes. Sorry. I get excited.
They're used to it from me. Anna, did you have a question? I know you said you had a question after Esther. Do you need me to unmute you? Yeah? Okay. Hold on, Anna. I'm coming. All right. Go ahead, Anna.
I was just wondering, is it recommended to wear tennis shoes or certain type? Because I found that when I was doing the workout, I had a more difficult time with my tennis shoes on, so I took them off and it was easier.
Hey, look, it depends. It really comes down to the surface that you're on, right? With rotation. Sometimes if you're on like carpet, it's a little bit harder to rotate. Like, if you're like a shag carpet or Berber or something like that, it might be harder to rotate with tennis shoes on. You saw in the video, we were on rubber. So with shoes, it was super easy to rotate on, but there's absolutely, the nice thing is, there's not a lot of high impact movements in Core de Force. We really were able to have some fun and really go in terms of intensity. And that's the great thing about MMA stand-up is you can go really super intense and not have any impact on your joints and tendons. So going barefoot is completely okay if you're comfortable with that and you feel safe doing that. And you're not slipping or anything like that. So if you're stable, if you have a stable surface between the floor and your foot barefoot, some people in the coaching test group, because you're working at home. So whatever works for your environment. We designed the program to be able to do it in an 8x8 space. So you don't need a lot of space to do it. And making sure that, again, that's your comfort zone. We wore cross trainers, but we were on a rubber floor with concrete underneath. So that felt great. But that was for the set. But it really is up to you for sure. Just as long as you're safe and not going to slide around, and you will see as some of the workouts progress, there are some lateral movements and things like that. So just as long as you don't slide and then you hurt your knee if you do that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. So Emily asked about the performance line. So the cool thing about the performance line is, for the most part, they're usually free calories. And in the sense of they don't factor into the eating plan of your caloric eating plan, which is awesome. Now that doesn't mean that you get to drink like 3 recover shakes a day because you're hungry. I know someone's like, that means that like someone actually legitimately is like, so I can have like 3 recovers and 2 recharge. And I'm like, no, that's, but way to take it to the next level. No, it is, they tend to be freebies. They don't count against you in the calories. And, in terms of what the best performance line products are for this program, what we've looked at has been the Energize, Recover, and Recharge are the 3 that usually work best for people. Just because, and again, this is up to you if you want or not. Some people don't like the Energize. If you don't like it, then drink a cup of coffee. I like coffee. I like caffeine. So you can do the Energize if you like. Yellow fingers, get the nice and get the face tingle if you want it. And then, but the Recover is awesome for after your workouts. And, it depends on what workout you're doing, especially like when you're doing the strength and resistance workout. Sometimes your body, you listen to your body. Sometimes you're going to be like, oh my God, I need something. Right after your workout, if you feel like you're dying, then drink the Recover. I'm team orange, man. I'm addicted to the orange stuff. I think it's amazing. And then in terms of recharge, I tell you what, that stuff kept me going, especially when we were going through our test groups, the original test groups. We were teaching 2 of those things a day. So we were doing 2 of those workouts a day on top of prod dev, everything. It was like 12-hour days for 3 months working on just the final stuff after working on this for, 12 months ahead of that before that. So I was doing the recharge every single night. And I tell you what, it kept my body really, really working. And if you haven't discovered this yet about the recharge, it's thick because of the casein protein in it. So it mixes like a shake. So if you think about that, you can very much make a milkshake at night which is pretty awesome, right? And if you haven't thought about that, I'm going to tell you. You want my recipe? It's very simple. So water or almond milk. So it depends on if you're going for the calories or not. PB2, which is the powdered peanut butter. You may or may not have heard of it, but they make a PB2 chocolate flavored. Yes, they do. If you do a scoop of the PB2 chocolate, the Recover, and just a couple ice cubes, that tastes exactly like a Reese's peanut butter cup shake. It is amazing. And my wife is a huge chocolate snob, if you will, when it comes to chocolate. She loves chocolate, and she'll tell you if it's not any good or not. And I made it for her one night, and it was wife approved for sure. So I was like, yes. 8 ounces of almond milk. Yeah, however much almond milk you want. But that really comes down to, again, if you're going for the calories. Almond milk obviously makes it a little bit creamier, but you still get the water. So what was that one more time? Almond milk or water, chocolate PB2, 1 scoop of the Refresh, ice cubes, and chocolate heaven. Peanut butter chocolate heaven. Nirvana is achieved with peanut butter and chocolate, right? Blended, yes, you got to blend it up. Yeah. It's really good.
One of my people's on the call is calling in, so she couldn't ask a question. You said there's 4 different workouts that come with the base kit, just 4?
No, there's 10. There's 10 total workouts.
That's what she thought. She's like, 4 doesn't seem like a lot. So 10 total workouts.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we're basically charging you like $20 a workout, 4 workouts. That's it. Totally ripping you off. No, 10 workouts for the base kit, which is awesome. We shoved a bunch of stuff in there. Yes, Emily, 7 days a week. We only got you for 30 days. The workout calendar is only for 30 days, but there is technically a recovery day, quarter force recovery. I think it's called active recovery. And what's cool about it is we use this to stretch you out, but we also use it to work on your form and technique. So we actually take you through slow technique drills in your active recovery. So you actually will improve your form and technique on your recovery day. So then you can hit it hard the next day when you get right back into the workouts. So we'd like to think we thought it through. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So Lindsay asked if there's going to be a live class. Yes, there will be Quarter Force Live sometime in 2017. How's that for general date? Next year, sometime. Let's see, Victoria asked, can I elaborate a little bit more on the nutritional guide? I guess my follow-up question is, like, in what way? Like, is there something specific that you're wondering about it? You know, like sliding scale on calories, follow the portion guide. I guess I need a little bit more clarification on that, Victoria. Is the sample workout for Monday pretty representative of the rest of the program? Like, set up the same, just gets more complicated. So the 4 workouts in the base kit, the 4 MMA workouts, that is very similar to what you guys did in terms of structure, the 3-minute rounds. We just increased the round structure. We increased the rounds, the number of rounds. You go up to 9 and all the way up to 12. But then, yeah, we also, as you start to understand, once you get a jab, all right, cool, let's not do a whole lot of those, and we bring in a whole lot of other disciplines. We bring in boxing, you did boxing and kickboxing already. We bring in Muay Thai kickboxing. We bring in Taekwondo. We bring in karate. We bring in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We bring in a whole new slew. So by the end, we bring in defensive moves. So by the last 12-round workout, or the fourth 12-round workout, you will know how to do all kinds of fun moves and cool stuff, and you're really going to feel like a badass. That's pretty much how it's going to work out on that one. But yeah, then the rest of them, instead of really, I could get into every single one, but you know, I promise you, you're going to love it. It's really cool. Let's see. Okay, Victoria, give you. Since there's no containers, but it is portion based, how would someone go about that? I guess, if that makes sense. Love her comments. Really funny. So it's based on the color system, and I don't have a book with me. Sorry, otherwise I'd show it to you. But if you guys look at the Portion Fix book that comes with the containers and everything else that's out there, that it's the color system in terms of measurements and colors. So each color shows what each color represents. Like, one color stands for protein, one color stands for sugar. I got to work on that. So I know exactly what each color stands for. I told you, I just eat food, man. I get hungry and I eat it. But I work out a lot, so that helps. So, but yeah, I can't tell you, Victoria, it's very, very spelled out, super simple. I promise you it's super simple because it had to be simple. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to do it either. Is it, so it's the same, just saying the containers don't come with it? No, in terms of, well, yes, in terms of measurements, possibly, but no, in terms of everything else out, because like calories are different, the food is different because the workouts are different. So it is unlike the eating plans, not like anything else that's out there, because there's no other workout out there like this. But if you want to, in terms of getting used to the measurement system, yeah, if you have the containers, you can use the containers, and the containers are in the deluxe Core de Force kit. We did add those into the deluxe one. Which we also added a fun little 3 extra workouts in the deluxe, and 2 of them use the Beachbody agility ladder, which comes in the deluxe kit as well. And we take you into the world of Brazilian jiu-jitsu and ground stuff, and make you do some stuff on that ladder that you never thought you would do. It's really exciting. Yeah, you'll probably hate me a little bit on those. I teach those, and then Jarek takes you through a awesome lower body annihilation workout in the deluxe too. So yeah, you'll love that one too. Emily, if someone is doing body beats, would this be something to help lean out? Absolutely. This is not a builder program, but the great thing is about Core de Force, and look, this was a big I wouldn't say concern, but I can't say concern. So like when we first started working on this program, this was, over 18 months ago. Like Bex, Jericho's son, wasn't even born yet. We conceptualized this program back in May of 2015, I think, ish. So it's been a while. That's when we first built the skeleton of this program, and we've been working on it for a long time. And I had taken a year because I had gotten tired of teaching classes, and so I decided I stopped teaching all my classes and just went back into the weight room and went from 180 pounds to 205 and went big boy, muscly, pick up heavy things and put them down. But my cardio was non-existent at that point. So when we finally got to the point where need to start getting back into fighting shape, so to speak, this was like this is probably about 4 months after Jericho had Bex and had gone through a C-section. So she was coming back as well. And she had like better conditioning than I did, even 4 months, postpartum, and I was completely out of shape, but I was scared of losing muscle mass. I didn't want it because I worked so hard on getting all that muscle. But what I discovered is the way we designed this program, and as we continue to work on it and tweak it and develop it, was that I didn't lose a lot of muscle. I lost, obviously, I exchanged muscle from type 1 to type 2 muscle fibers. So I got my speed back. I got my cardio conditioning back. And now I stay at 190. And I'm the fittest I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm also still the strongest I've ever been in my life. So I can still go in the weight room and push weight around, but still staying at a space where I can do this. So I feel that this program is a really great middle ground. People are not going to lose any muscle, I guarantee you. And just wait till the guys in the coach test group start posting their stuff, because some of these guys were concerned about that as well. And then pretty much after the first week, they weren't concerned anymore because they couldn't physically didn't have the strength to do some of the stuff that we have in this program. So it will make you stronger for sure. Again, long answer, sorry. Any idea on pricing? Yes, but I can't tell you. I don't think I can tell you yet, sorry. But I have an idea, so I did answer your question technically. And let's see. When's the program come out? So the program comes out, Team Beachbody, November 1st. It'll be available, midnight, December, good Lord. Be midnight, October 31st. And then, bam, November 1, you got it. And then December 1 will be everybody else. So you guys have it for a full month, which I believe is new. You guys usually have it for like 2 months or 2 weeks before it comes to the public. So now you will have it for a full month for the public will be able to get anything. October 1st, they're launching challenge packs only by end of day. Yeah, challenge packs are launching. So some of the stuff you guys know better than I do. This is my first program. So, I'm learning it as I go on some of this stuff too. Like, I didn't even know what CP stood for a while. I'm like, chicken pie? I had no idea. But that's where I always go to food. So there you go.
Perfect. Well, Joel, I don't want to take up more of your time. And I think, did everybody get their questions answered? Last call for questions. Last call.
Yeah, I put aside an hour, guys. I got you. You got me for a full hour, so I'm just hanging out. I got my coconut water here. I'm good. Nicole asks, a friend of hers is a pro MMA fighter. Would this program be still good for someone like him too? If he wants to. I mean, if he's a pro MMA fighter, he's probably already working out a whole lot and getting hit in the face a lot. That's totally up to him. If he wants to do it or not, then sure. We stayed authentic as much as possible into this world of the world that we love of MMA. We brought in some of our amazing, we brought in our Muay Thai trainer, and we had him look at every single combination, and if it was not an authentic combination, we kicked it out, we tweaked it, we changed it. So every single combination that you do in Court of Force, the MMAs in Court of Force, are combinations you would throw in a gym. So, we want to stay as authentic as possible and make you feel really, really cool at the same time. I think, kind of with that, Nicole, when it comes to talking, because I had a question about this last night on another call. Somebody was asking, well, how would I suggest having someone that's working out in a gym, convince them to come do this program? And my answer is I wouldn't, because that person's already working out. And remember, I said, we did not design this for people who are already working out. We designed this for people who are not and need to work out. So, to that type of stuff, I say go after the people that are sitting on their butts, basically. And let's get the people that are sitting on their butt to move is really what I go after on that one. But you can totally challenge them too and say, hey, I dare you to try it, and then he'll come kick my ass probably. So we'll see.
I had a question along those lines. So with 3-week yoga retreat, the idea is you do this program, then you're confident enough to go to a class. So you do this program, and then you could take a karate class, you could go to a kickboxing gym. What avenues might this open then for people who really love this and want to try other things because of it?
Yeah, hey, great question. And this, we didn't necessarily design it to say at the end of 30 days, now you can go forth and punch people. But you might have the confidence to, right? You might feel like, hey, you go show your hubby what you just learned. But we don't condone violence. We just condone pretend violence, basically. But at the end of 30 days, no, you totally could. And the nice thing is about this is if you do this, if you really, really work on this program for 30 days and you learn rotation, you learn the dominant stance, and you're mirroring what we're doing and you see the similarities, then if you walk into a boxing gym, you're going to be a leg up because you'll know what your stance is. You'll know how to throw a punch. You'll know how to rotate your body. So this definitely will open you up to be able to, if you want to go to those places. If it's around you, then by all means, hey, look, there is nothing. This is why I do it. This is why I still get up in the morning, knowing I get up at 5:30 so I can get to the boxing gym and box, because there is nothing like hitting a bag or doing trainer pads or something like that. It is an amazing feeling. It is so much fun. So yeah, we totally suggest that people can go do it. If you're out in the boonies and there is no boxing gym around you, then you got Court of Force. There you go. But the nice thing is too, as you mentioned with the 3-week yoga retreat, it's like a beginner, intermediate, advanced. Like you progress in it. Now you progress in Court of Force in terms of learning how to do it, but you never actually graduate from the program. It's a 30-day program, but even at the end of the workout calendar, so when you get into the last week of the workout, you actually go back and do the first 6-round workout, which was MMA speed, which you guys did, and you will find that you get so much more out of it. You will sweat more. You will be more sore the next day from it because now you know how to throw a punch. You know how to rotate your body. You're fitter. You're faster. You can go harder in your spikes. So it's the same thing in the MMA world, is where you don't ever graduate from, I'll never graduate from boxing school. There's always going to be something that I will continue to learn, and every time I think I got it, I get popped in the side of the head because I dropped my guard. Like, there's always going to be stuff to learn, and that's the great thing about Quarter Force, is you will always be able to continue and get something out of it. So it just keeps going, man. That's what's cool.
Joel, I know in some of the past programs, not necessarily any of the ones that you've done, just in general Beachbody ones, there's sometimes like a more advanced calendar for those that finish the 30 days but don't necessarily want to keep like doing the same sequence over. Is it just one calendar? Do you offer numerous calendar? Well, not numerous, but.
So in terms of advancing, we brought in some new workouts. We've already filmed the new workouts, like extensions. So, for instance, if you do the BOD unlock of the program, then you get 2 additional workouts that are technically, we call them 2.0s. So you did like MMA speed for the sneak peek, and then in the BOD extension, you have MMA speed 2.0. So, which is more advanced in terms of the combinations, and we brought the hard spikes right into it. So, man, you just get bam, you just get going. But I tell you what, we did MMA speed on Monday as well. We talked to the Team Cup winners, 5 ladies from Canada, and surprised them because they were in LA. And so we did a surprise live workout with them. I was drenched, and I've been doing this for a really long time, but I was drenched from just doing that first MMA speed workout. So again, the great thing is you're always going to get something out of it because of I know how to get more out of it because of rotation and things like that. As you progress, if we do more extensions, then, we'll show how you can put those into the calendar. But the calendar is really easy to stick with, and, that's what's nice about it, is I don't really think you'll have to change much about it at all. Very simple, very easy to follow, and it'll work for you every single time.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Kaylee, I don't know if I said it right, sorry. We only condone pretend violence, kind of touched on my question. I have really little kids. Is this something? Yeah, you can totally do this with kids. This is actually something really great to do with kids because we're not weightlifting. We have to stay away from weightlifting with little kids. But this type of, with children, you want to work on balance and stability and coordination training with children. That's great for them. So that's exactly what this program does. So it's a great program to work with the kiddos, and they'll have a blast. And look, we in the program, we were careful to really not go deep into the world of imagine smashing his face in. That's not what we want to do. But we do use visualizations of targets for the strikes, so if you're doing like your clinch knee, reach out behind your opponent's head, pull them into your knee. We didn't go very much further into it as that, but I think you'll be okay. But getting the kids moving will be great. We need to get kids moving too. We need to get everybody moving. No more video games. Play this. Play Quarter Force. Yeah. I'm not a video gamer, so I'm totally anti-video games. So I get a little fired up about it.
Anybody have any other questions? Now is the time.
I answered everybody's question. Nobody's going to have any more questions about this program, and no one's going to Facebook message me because I answered all the questions. Right. Let's see. Victoria, let's see. Talk to your son. He has a serious video game problem. Lots of kids do, man. You know what? It's a weird world in how technology has progressed, and I've done some calls with a lot of coaches on the business side of this because I've been in the business of fitness for so long, and we talked about that of like, and adults are the same way though. If you take like social media into the example, like when I was in college, so when I was in college, that's when MySpace came out, and MySpace was really kind of like the first dive into social media, and but you had to like know HTML to make a MySpace page, right? But then that was too much. So then Facebook came out, and then that was too much because that's too many words. I can't deal with it. So then Instagram came out, and then because that's just pictures. Well, now I can't deal with that because it's too much. So now Snapchat is out because my attention span is 15 seconds. Like, unfortunately, technology has progressed everybody's attention span to zip, and video games are part of the problem too. I had a original Nintendo when I was a kid, and that's it, man. And I was lucky my mom just didn't buy them for me. She just said no. I was like, can I have it? No. Okay. I had to go read. So, I think it definitely is a bit of a problem, but hopefully with something like this, maybe Core de Force will help some kids actually, when they see it, they're like, oh, that looks cool. Maybe I want to do that, and it's short, it's 30 minutes. So, maybe that's a great way, and I'm not trying to get parenting advice at all. I have a cat. So I'm very straightforward. But I do have a little brother. I have in the Big Brother, Big Sister program. I have a little brother, and he's awesome because he's not into video games at all. But we talk about things like this all the time, and he's turning 8 next month, and so we talk about a lot of this stuff. And I think a lot of it is just saying, okay, look, if somebody wants to play video games, then great. That's society now. It's part of the culture. But 30 minutes of moving first, maybe 30 minutes of Core de Force, and then you can play your video game. I don't know, just a thought. Or just smash the hell out of it and throw it away. That's a little extreme, totally up to you. Or I'll come do it. I'll be the bad guy.
All right, anyway. Well, I'm going to finish just one question, and then we can let you go. Which is your favorite workout out of all the ones that will be in the base kit? Which is your favorite?
Man, that is – somebody else asked me that yesterday. I have no idea how to answer this because I honestly love them all. That's the great thing about this program. I love doing all of them because they're all freaking awesome. I think my two tops, though, would be the 9-round MMA workout. It's very Muay Thai kickboxing inspired, and I love Muay Thai because it is like kickboxing. You are typically only using your hands, and you're using 4 points. You're using your hands and your knees. But Muay Thai uses 8 points. So you get to use elbows, you get to use knees, you get to use fists, you get to use everything. So I love all the different ways of striking in Muay Thai. It's close fight, it's gritty fighting, like use your elbow to smash into pads. It's super fun. I don't even spar anymore because I got hit in the head one time. I said, that sucks. So I just hit pads now, and I love it. It's a lot of fun. So I love MMA. I love that one. And then I know you guys are, when you do it, you're going to think I'm crazy, but the plyometric workout in Core de Force is called Power Sculpt, and it's brutal. It really is. But I absolutely love it because it goes into the world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which did a lot of prep training on this stuff. We went to the world to research it. And I was getting my face smashed into the mat by these amazing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artists, but learned so much from them and how to really use your body and use your entire core to get so much strength out of your movements. It was really cool. So you'll learn that in this one. So those are probably my two favorite, but they're all, honestly, I love them all. Like there wasn't one that some of them are hard, don't get me wrong, but I've never been like, oh, I got to do this one again. It's our program. We love it. That's why we designed it this way, because it's fun.
It makes me laugh because you're like, plyo, and I'm like, that is my least favorite. Like, yeah. I will never tell you I will love that workout.
I promise you there's going to be a couple moves in plyo where you're like, we're going to say it, and you're like, oh, I can't do that one again. But it is amazing. Like, once you get these moves, and like some of the moves you're going to do, and you're like, what the hell was that? But you slow down, you'll learn it, and then once you get it, it seriously comes into that whole feeling like a badass because you're like, no one else can do this move. I can do this move, and no one else can. How cool am I? I'm so much cooler than all my friends. And you can tease them about that and say that they can't do it and you can't. So there's a big neener aspect to it, which I love. I love neener. So there you go.
Well, perfect. Joel, thank you so much. I know I appreciate Lindsay as well as every coach that's either listening to the recording or came on live. I think this just helps us prepare so much more than just reading the coach FAQ or watching a video, and we got all of our questions answered. So I appreciate you taking time out of your night, because I know this is not a part of what you have to do as a super trainer. So we definitely appreciate it.
You know what? I actually disagree with you. I think this is a huge part of what I should do as a super trainer, which I still will not ever call myself a super trainer. It's the only time you're ever going to hear me say that, because that's weird. And I know my mom, look, I'm originally from California, but I grew up in West Texas. So my mom would slap me if she heard myself call me like, I'm a super trainer. She would slap it out of me. So no, definitely not. But this is, I love doing this stuff. As you can tell, this is fun for me. I love talking about what we've created, and I can't wait for you guys to see all of it. We always, you've seen one sneak peek, and we've seen some amazing, we're hitting records already, which is so amazing to see. It shows that there's some great interest and momentum behind the program, and it's the next one's going to be coming here. October 24th is the next sneak peek that's going to be showing up, and we'll have some cool things coming with that as well. We're still working on the specifics of that, but right before that, we've got leadership, and then we've got the next sneak peek, and then Jarek and I are hitting the road. We've got 8 cities in 3 days for the Super Saturday weekend. So talk about using time zones to our advantage. We'll be doing 8 cities in 3 days, so that's going to be fun. And then November's on, baby. We're going to launch it, and hopefully it'll be huge. So, I'm always available. Social media, Joel Freeman Fitness on Facebook and Instagram. Follow me on those. And honestly, if you send me a message, as Ashley can vouch for me, if you send a message, I'm going to respond. Because here's the social media. It's right here. It's just me. Because I love this stuff. This is fun.
Real quick, Joel, what's the hashtag? Like, what's the catchphrase?
Fight for it. Hashtag fight for it. Got to fight for something. Might as well fight for it.
I love it.
Whatever it is, fight for it. It's all spelled out. Fight for it. All words. So, hashtag barbecue chicken pizza.
All right. Thank you so much, Joel. Thank you to everybody that took the time out of their night. I hope this helped you guys. And seriously, like you said, if you have a question, message him. He's the most down-to-earth person I met. The first time I ever met him, I interrupted him in a conversation. Like, can I take your picture? This was like Las Vegas Summit eons ago. So,
yeah.
Ions, old school. Yeah. But yes, you guys all have a great night. Joel, thank you again so much.
Absolutely. And anybody going leadership? Anybody? Bueller? No? Wah. Well, all right. So I won't see you in leadership. But if you are in one of the 8 cities that we're going to at the end of the month, then check it out. I actually posted on my Instagram today, Joel Freeman Fitness. I posted on the Instagram today the list, because I can't remember. It's 8 cities. So we're going to be there. We're going to Philly in November. We're going everywhere, man. We'll be around. So let's keep talking.
Perfect. Thanks, Joel. You guys have a great night.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.